And now I'm with... Who are you? What's your name? Your name, not the character name. Your name.
Me, Sam. I'm Sam.
Hi, Sam. How are you?
I'm really good. Excited.
Excellent. That is what we want to hear on Dice and Desire. So your name is Sam, but you also go by a different name. Tell me about your different name.
The one at weekends. Oh no. Oh, my character. Oh,
That's the one.
My character would be Krill Tazula. Krill Tazula.
Krill Tazula. Well, that really does roll off the tongue. Actually, I've not really heard his name read like in full. But Krill Tazula is very good. Well done.
Yeah, and it's like T, comma Zula.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I like
Krill
it.
Tazula. Nice. Sounds very much like an instrument, an African instrument or something like that. But anyway, that's by the way. What is Krill's race? And can you give me any, I don't know, physical characteristics about Krill that might make him stand out from similar?
Yeah, let me paint a picture of Krill. Krill, half orc, very tall. We're looking at probably about 6'6" plus, sort of half orc, built like, or how would I describe him? He's very muscular, very strong. He's a very typical warrior build that you'd imagine for a half orc. He is ginormous, he is terrifying, he is threatening. He doesn't have some of the overgrown sort of features in it, like facial features you'd expect from a half orc. He's got quite a simple face, none of the big teeth. He's just very calm, friendly looking. He's not instantly off-putting once you start a conversation with him, so his charisma's not going to be like a dump stat like you would expect with a lot of similar sort of builds. I want him to still be able to sort of talk to people and build like rapport with people.
Nice.
Big guy, sort of, he's a darkish greenish, like a dark olive skin tone. Scars across his body from battle. He's got a bear print across one pectoral, almost like a tattoo, as it were. Very little clothing. He's like topless generally. Has gauntlets, a sort of leathery 3/4 length almost pants on, and then boots, and is wielding a great axe. This is Krill Tazula. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I couldn't help but notice that you mentioned that Krill was big several times, and I can only imagine that is a slight against my beloved Tarhun character that I play in other games, and I
don't know where you're getting that idea from.
Of course not. Lovely. Beautiful picture there of Krill. Half orc. Fair to say, what path have you gone down? Barbarian, I would have thought.
Oh, of course, yeah, barbarian. It's my first real full campaign, so I've taken a pretty typical build. I've gone for a barbarian, I've gone for a totem barbarian, and anyone sort of familiar with D&D and barbarians and totem barbarians can imagine that I've gone for the bear build barbarian.
Well, I mean, if nothing else, I imagine the tattoo was a nice indicator.
Yeah, it's a little tie in there.
So is it fair to say then that listeners can expect to hear the word rage on a regular basis?
Yeah, it's his core. It's part of who he is. It's his persona, is that he's ready to explode into battle.
A little bit behind the scenes here. This is the second time that we've, when I say we, you and I, have seen Krill. You've obviously played him in another campaign that we're not recording. It's with a completely different group of people. What is it you love about Krill, and what is it you love about barbarians so much? What is it that calls you to them?
So as you know, I've tried a few different characters up until this point because, like we said, I'm still fairly new to the whole D&D experience, and I thought, if I'm going to die a lot, each time I die, I may as well try a different build and see what suits me. So a while back, we took part in a one-shot with some friends of ours, and just on the like up until that point, I'd tried a wizard. I'd done maybe 1 or 2 sessions as a paladin, and I thought I'll have a go as a barbarian. It added balance to the one shot, and it was just like the recklessness that I enjoyed. I liked the ability to just act on impulse and do what I felt right in that moment without thinking, what would this particular character in these set of morals do? It was a impulse character that I created on impulse, who acts on impulse, but reflects a lot of my own personal character traits. I feel like he's like, I mean, it really comes into his backstory, how he's become the sort of person he is. But he's very friendly with other stuff about his character that will get revealed down the line. I don't want to give too much away right now, but ultimately it feeds into the build of being a bit wild and a bit unexpected and a bit surprising, and I like that. I like to not be predictable in how I play. I like to surprise the DM. I like to surprise the people I'm playing with. Sometimes I like to surprise myself. And that's the beauty of a game that's built around the randomness of dice, is that it is full of surprises. So why can't I use a character that plays off those surprises to add a bit of entertainment? I'm very excited.
Yeah, I like that. You said there about the background. What are you willing to tell us about Krill's background? Where did he come from?
Okay, so let's
what's driving him on from his
so
history?
Krill is the son of a war chief, an orc war chief, very famous, very mighty warrior, ruled Tazula. So years ago, so Krill, just to let you know, Krill's about 18. Now, orcs, half orcs, they're big, so they get to big probably about the age of 14, 15. So that's probably about the time where he started going off to war, partaking in battles. Now he's 18 and he's a mature orc. So yeah, born to a orc war chief. Now, he's got a darker side to his past. Now, Krill's mother's a witch, who cast a spell upon Krill's father. Twisted his mind a little in order to, do the deed, get pregnant with mighty Krill. Krill was born, mother died during birth, and Krill was raised by the orcs, a slight outcast. So he tried his best to always impress, to always be helpful, to really prove himself as one of the tribe. So he's got a very good heart. And I feel like that character is that's how we'll introduce Krill. That's how you'll meet Krill. So his goals are, he wants to eventually take over from his dad. He wants to be the big war chief, but he needs to prove himself. So to do that, he needs to set out on an adventure. He needs to prove himself. He needs to win battles, and he needs to return home with a prize. And that is his ultimate goal, is to find a prize worthy of allowing him to rise to the rank of war chief. And that is his main focus. But as he ventures out, we start to learn that witch's blood that flows through him is going to start to influence him a little bit. And that's all I'm going to say on that aspect of his personality.
Nice. Yeah, lovely. I mean, you've sort of given us an idea of that in the past, and we're very much looking forward to what happens with Krill and his backstory, and that all coming to a head during our little story. I gave you the opportunity to start this adventure with a magic item, an uncommon magic item. What did you pick, and why did you pick what you picked?
Right, so I've decided I'm going to go for the Gauntlets of Ogre Power. Ogre Power over Strength. It's one of the two.
Strength, I think, yeah.
Okay, so Gauntlets of Ogre Power, Strength, immediately give you a flat Strength score of 19, which is, I think, a good starting point. Ultimately, I don't expect these gauntlets to last me forever, but for now, it allows me to, if I don't know what my roles are going to be, I might roll awful, I might roll great when it comes to stats. But either way, it means that if I do generally roll bad, I can just use strength as a dump stat and just be at 19 as a nice base to keep me going until I eventually probably put some points into it later on.
Yeah.
And strength is obviously massively important to this build as a bear barbarian. As a barbarian, strength is massively important. So I'm hoping that with my 19, I get is that a +4?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll get a +4 on that, which is I think is a really good starting point, especially from level 1, to be able to open up some real opportunities with that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Everyone, it's interesting. You're the third person that I've spoken to, and it's interesting how each person makes their decision about the magic item. It was a nice little thing that I threw in there just to give you guys a bit of an opportunity at level 1, and hopefully make you not too squishy. And it's quite interesting how people have interpreted what they need. Some people have thought of what would play into their character more. Some people have thought what would actually boost some of their weaker sides. So it's quite interesting. Very interesting to see how people have played that out. But I think that's a quite an interesting little pick that you've gone for there, Mr. Krill Sam. I think that's pretty much all I want to know about the character. Unless there's anything you want to tell us, anything more you want to tell us about Krill.
No, I mean, as we play, I'm gonna drop a few bits of information, but ultimately he's quite secretive. He's not a big sharer, and I think that's a good place for the other players to meet him at, and a good place for anyone listening to meet him at, and then ultimately anyone that follows along will eventually learn more about Krill as we go on.
Good stuff. Okay, last bit of business that we have for this evening is I would like you, hopefully you've got 4 D6s in front of you. I know that you've got about 39 D6s in your house.
Love a good D6.
You love a D6. That is the thing that everyone should take away from this call. If you could please get 4 of those D6. I need you to roll those 4 D6 6 times. Throw away, metaphorically, the lowest number of the 4, and that will give you your ability scores. What I have been giving everyone else the opportunity to do, though, if any of your rolls are 7 or lower, I will allow you to re-roll as many of those dice as you wish. However, for every dice you re-roll, you will lose a point off of one of your other rolls. So for example,
balancing essentially.
Yeah. So for example, if you rolled a 7, let's take 2 stats. If you were to roll a 7 and a 16, you could re-roll some of the 7 dice, as many as you want, 1 or 4. It's up to you. But you would lose as many of those dice points off of the 16. So if you re-rolled 1, you would lose 1 point off your 16.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But hopefully you don't need to do that. Hopefully everything's 8 and above, and we're all hunky dory. So please,
let's get to rolling.
Let's get physical.
4, we said, right, isn't it? And then dump the lowest.
Dump the lowest, yeah.
Okay. Ooh, I've dropped the dice. That's not good. We'll just roll that one again.
We'll call that 6.
So first one we have is a 6, 4, 4, 2. So 14.
Yeah, not a bad start.
I think I'll keep that one, but we'll see where we go. I mean, if I roll all 18s, we'll...
it is only on 7s or below, so it's not just your lowest one.
Oh, okay, that's fine. A 12 is the next one, which is
12.
4, 5, 3, and 3.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
I need to get better at rolling because I'm awful. 13.
I mean, you've got 14, 12, and 13. You're saying you should get better at rolling.
Yeah. I mean, based on the fact that I drop a dice every time and I have to grab another one, I've now got 6 dice on the floor with the amount I've dropped. They're probably all 6s. I need to get a box as well. What's that? I mean, 14. I'm not complaining. I mean...
Jesus, what, Samuel?
5, 5, 3, and 2. 13. How many more have I got? 2 more?
One more.
Okay. 11.
11. I mean, a pitiful 11.
Yeah, I mean...
Right.
What better start? Was you writing those down? Because I had not. I was too distracted.
I've written them down, but for those at home, the scores were 14-12, 13-14, 13-11.
So nothing massive, but all within the above average sort of range.
Yeah, so it's everything from, you've got basically a 0 through to a +2 and everything. But it is worth noting that with your half orc, you'll get some boosts that you can potentially use. So you can probably increase strength by +1 or something like that. So that's the thing. There's no need for us to re-roll either, which is nice. Which means you're no need to worry about any penalties. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a fairly decent score, and obviously one of those will be replaced with your gauntlets of ogre power anyway. So
yeah, I just need to decide where I'm going to put stuff. I was wondering, obviously, if I did roll anything badly, it would probably get dumped into intelligence. So I think I'm probably going to put intelligence as my lowest. Yeah, I mean,
I don't need you to pick all those at the moment, but I would imagine you'll probably go strength highest.
That's fine. Are we going to run through this Are we going to run through our stats?
No, I don't think. I think we'll probably just show them up on social media or something like that. I don't think everyone needs to re-listen to all of that. I just wanted to do the dice rolls at this point, just to
that sounds good.
Get an instant reaction on whether they're good, bad, or ugly. And I think yours are fine. Like, I'd be more than happy with that if I was rolling a character. Nothing outstanding, but similarly, nothing bad. So.
Yeah, and obviously we've got potential down the line to increase. And like you said, character traits as well will make a difference. Yeah,
absolutely. Brilliant. All right, and thank you very much, Sam, aka Krill. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Hopefully people warm to Krill as much as I have in the other campaign.
He's lovely, isn't he? He's lovely.
If you play him as similar as you do in the other campaign, he's going to be very much a standout character, I would imagine. We've got 5 potential standout characters, but I think Krill will be an instant favourite. So, thank you very much.
I can't wait.
Excellent. No, neither can I. Let's get some giant killing going.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to take those stats and I'm going to start really building Krill now.
Brilliant.
Sounds good. Right. Thanks again, Nate.
No worries. Cheers, buddy, and see you later.
Speak to you soon. Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode, hit the subscribe button on your favourite podcast app to ensure you don't miss any future instalments of Dice and Desire. And in the meantime, if you want to interact with us, come and find us on Twitter and Instagram @Dice and Desire.